Good morning. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies, Monday Morning Standup. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to make you a more effective leader. Today's topic, gift giving. What gifts should you be giving to the individuals that you lead? I'm Gary Slyman. As an executive coach, I work with high performers to help them build their self-awareness so they can understand who they are, how they lead, so they can be more effective and love what they do. Today's topic, what kind of gifts can you give? So we finished, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed your time. Now we're looking to the next set of holidays and a lot of gift givings on people's mind. So what's a gift you can give the team that you lead, that you can give your team? I think it's leadership and leadership development. It's what a lot of people are looking for. And when you think leadership development, I always think if you're going to develop one thing, the most important thing to develop is self-awareness. So how can you give self-awareness to your team? All right, so let's dig in a little bit. And I want you to think about you as the leader here, and I want you to think about your team, the individuals on your team. So self-awareness, who you are, how you lead, tendencies, all those likes, dislikes. That's what self-awareness is. So now, as you're thinking about that, when I think about how do I develop someone, I'm going to think assessments. And there's a number of assessments out there. Some you could pay a lot of money for them. You could pay, and sometimes you need folks to help debrief you if you're going to have it. So you need to pay for those. But then there's others out there that are relatively cheap where you don't necessarily have to have someone debrief you. It's always nice to have someone, but here are things that you can work through on your own. Okay, so let's kind of dig in a little bit. So I think we want to build self-awareness. Let's start with some kind of assessment. Here are some assessments on the paid side where you need someone to certified, qualified to help debrief you. Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, we probably have all taken one of those when we took some leadership class, MBTI. The Hogan Assessment, and Hogan does a 360, there's a 360 that can go with it. EQI 2.0, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Again, individual assessment and a 360 that goes with it. Interesting, EQI has 16 elements to it, which can be used as leadership development competencies to think about. Got to do a little homework on that. Last one I can think about is LVI, Leadership Versatility Index, a 360, Team Diagnostic Survey, a survey for the whole team. Let's look at the team as a whole. So those are ones that you pay for. Now let's think of other ones that are relatively cheap. The DISC, D-I-S-C, DISC assessment doesn't cost like $75, under $100 per each one. Another one that I think about is Strength Finders. Clifton Strength Finders, you buy the book, there's a code. Here are my top 5 strengths. That is a really good one. I will use that with almost every single career transition I do. A lot of times people come with that. So Strength Finders. The VIA Character Strengths. Another one, free online. Just Google VIA Character Strengths. Take that assessment for free. What are the strengths of your character? Really good one to couple with Strength Finders. What else do I think about? I think about the Happiness Project at the University of Pennsylvania, Implicit Bias Project at Harvard, the Schwartz's Values Index Survey. Another one, talk about your values. What do they give you? Each of these builds your self-awareness. Here are my strengths. Here are some weaknesses, areas I need to develop. Here are my tendencies, likes, dislikes. So you know the way you tend. So now you understand this about yourself. Now you have a better idea of how you lead, what makes you tick. What would be the benefit if folks on your team also took that? Now they know themselves. Now think about, what about sharing that with your team? Where as opposed to sending folks off to a conference, suppose you did your own workshop and conference and you all took an assessment, got debriefed individually, and then had the opportunity to share that with each other. What would that do for your team? How much more effective would you be and would your team be? Self-awareness to me is number one. This is one way to do it. Assessments that can cost you, assessments that are relatively cheap, and you build overall awareness and how all of you are going to be able to work together. Thanks for listening. Hope you found that helpful. Give the gift of development and leadership development. If you found this useful, share it with some other folks in your network. Have a great week. See you next Monday morning, 8:30.